consciously eating.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next ProLeague talk. So, week two was just finished, I think, yesterday. No, actually, the day before yesterday. And yeah, it's time to talk about what happened and what will happen actually in week three. But let's start with week two. So, first things first, Team Weird Red got it again. Like, they were beaten on every single map except the last seed, where Melon was able to. No, where Nikamo from Team Weird Red was able to snatch a map off Melon. But the other games really looked very one-sided. Yeah, what do we think about it, Itana? What do you think?
Uh, so this is one of those circumstances where I want to take a little, do a little dance, say that I was right, and then take no pleasure in it because this is so demotivating if you're Team Weird Rat.
Yeah.
There's not really much to say. I mean, each of the players. I'll admit I didn't watch Melon versus Mo. So I did concede that was the one where maybe I was wrong and there were 3 points going Team Weird Rat's way. But just because I'm right doesn't mean it fills me with joy. There's a lot to do. But as I said before, Team Weird Rat was, I don't think, from the moment they finished drafting their players, they weren't in it to win it. They were more, look what we can do with this. I mean, the other people even said if Weird Rat does well, then he's just the best coach. So I think at this point, we'll just see how far Weird Rat can take his team. And then there are a couple of more weeks left. So maybe he can scrounge up some points. But overall, a pretty good showing from Team Beatflitz. But I don't want to praise them too much. They just were better than the people in front of them on a person-to-person basis.
All right. Yeah, I agree. And we will see when we talk about week three. There are chances for Team Weird Red to actually win some games and maybe even a week, which would be huge, I think, with the matchup they have. But I have to point out one thing about Team Weird Red. Alberto, for example, every game he played versus Beatflitz, or even in week one, I think he kind of threw them games. He always was ahead, and he just didn't finish it. So I think Alberto, if Weird Red can, I don't know, do something with him, give him the killer instinct or something, Alberto can really step up his game and really take maps off of guys like Beatflitz, for example, and the like. So I'm really like it. Really, for Team Weird Red is on one side a bit more worse in skill than their counterparties usually, how they drafted. But on the other side, I think they're also a bit unlucky, I would say. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Team Weird Red, how they gonna increase and get better. And Team Beatflitz, I mean, using a wildcard here versus Team Weird Red, is that a waste for you? You think their Steph would have been able to deliver versus Alberto too, or you think Beatflitz made the right call? Take the I don't know, more like safe 3 points.
I don't know if it was entirely safe, as you were saying. Alberto managed to make Beatflitz work for it a bit more than Beatflitz would have liked. But yeah, taking the wild card here for what you assume at the start of the week anyways was a free 3 points. Now we did say if Beatflitz uses this wild card and he gets anything but a 2-0, then we have to down him for that. We have to say that that's bad. But here he is. He put in the wild card. He got the 2-0. Well done, Beatflitz. You showed up for your team. I think you took something from Der Steff here. Maybe Der Steff could have made something happen against Alberto. It's not impossible. But all right, well done, Beatflitz. Good use on the wild card, I guess.
Yeah.
You want to get into Slammer versus Square Root?
Oh yes, that's a very fun.
Okay.
That's a very
So
fun thing.
This is where I have to eat humble pie. So I'll set it up like this. I said Team Slammer 4 was the strongest team. Not because they were the strongest on a team, on a person-by-person basis, but because their depth was just so big, they were going to get points every time. Now, you may think consciously, surely Atano is just going to say he lost on this one. Not at all. Square Root's team looks so good. to get 6 points against it. I even said, how do they play? They win 8-7, or they lose 6-9.
Yeah.
Here we
That's
are.
right.
It's
Yeah.
6-9.
Yeah. And actually, the games with Bisham and Hydra and Gandhi and Guy and Chet were not as one-sided as it may look like. New Type versus Wiggy was a bit one-sided, but Wiggy is just a replacement for Neo Emil from week 1. So Square Root has to do some coaching with him. And
Yes.
Wiggy showed some good instincts and some good things, and Square Root will definitely work with Wiggy on it, I'm pretty sure. But one thing in this whole setup was the map Gyarados took off Guinness. I think that changes everything. Because if you think about it, imagine 3 points for Team Slammer and 1 point. No, yeah, it would be 7-8. Team Squirrel would still win, but this 1 point, Gyarados took off Guinness can make all the difference in the end. And this map he got. Really, really, really impressive showing by Gyarados. If you imagine, like, how long is Gyarados playing? Like a month now? And how long is Guinness around?
Yeah.
It's
of
insane.
course.
Absolutely insane for me that Guinness was able to I don't know.
This is one of those things where how you lose can be more impressive because winning was never an option, right? Because of the format, I don't know if we thought that Gyarados would beat Guinness. Now the scoreline says 2-1. I'll have to say the games to actually get around about that to make sure what my feelings are on that. But if you think about it, Gyarados' 1 point here is that it's not just that 1 point is more impressive than 0.
Yeah.
It's that this is taking away, like you said, this takes away 2 points from Team Slammer 4. You show that Square Root Square Root either has a team of people who are willing to work hard, and or they have a team of people that they can coach very well. So, I mean, both of these are great signs for Team Square Root.
Absolutely. No wild cards, interestingly. So both players, both team captains, not shipping them in. I think Slammer wanted to, but he missed the deadline, so he was not able to put in the wild card. So I think he would have.
They have also been shrewd about it. I mean, he's using some in week 3. We'll get to that during week 3.
Yeah.
So we'll see a bit more of that strategy there.
Yeah, let's take it. Last one. We saved the last one for the best one for the last for the last.
Yes.
Absolutely impressive, mate.
This was not supposed to happen this way. I was so wrong on this. I was so wrong on this. Yeah. So here's the thing, right? So AC versus Yummy, blah blah. We may have activated the Uno reverse card, where Yummy was playing seriously against AC, and then AC knows the name of who he's playing against and has respect for this player. But to come out for a 2-1 after the appalling showing, just a really bad showing that Yummy had against Guinness in the previous week. And that's not that Guinness did anything that was terrible and wrong, but it did look like Yummy just kind of showed up to play the game and said, "Who is this guy? I've never heard of you. I'm going to cheese you." I would love to see these games. This is a series to watch, certainly.
Yeah. Maybe we're gonna cast it. It's picked out to be casted fully, not included in the recap only. So yeah, that really was a great series. But in general, I think Glabber showed really up with his team here. Zelos taking two maps from Salin. Sato Kester taking a map of Stevie Nader.
That is wild to me. So I've got something for both of these. So Zelos didn't think this was even. Listen, there was cheering in the Discord tournament chat when Zelos got it 2-0.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty good. And then you think about it, AC is happy that he has Stevenator, and Sato Caster looked a bit worse in the previous week.
Yeah.
And then just to come up with, listen, I don't even care what the context of that game is. You could tell me that Stevenator's internet unplugged and a lightning bolt struck their PC. I would not have imagined Sato Caster getting 1 point.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely great.
Fantastic.
Great series. I love it. I really love it. And also Medurk versus JN, very, very equally skilled game. I think 3 long games. Either player could have won it. I think JN needs to get a bit more coaching in, and then he's able in the following weeks in similar situations versus similar skill opponents to deliver and take this home. He was a bit
So one thing, yeah, go on.
sad after the series because he was like, well, I could have won all games, and then I told him, well, it's just about mistakes. The player doing the last mistake is the player who loses. Very simple. And your opponent wasn't that much stronger. So it always, you lose some, you win some. So that's the spirit, and that's what we are here in Pro League. I want to see 2-1-0s, 2-1s all the time. I don't like the clean sheets. I mean, they're okay, but usually 2-1s
Want to see
are
some
just
fight?
Yeah,
Want to see
2-1
people
is
get
more
like battle
entertaining.
back and forth? Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to see this on a personal note. So for the week preceding this on stream, and maybe this hurts Jay Blanken, but please don't not play with me on stream. So he had been playing with me in games against me on stream for that week beforehand in Rax versus Rax, and he was showing off, and I was looking through replays to try and figure it out, and I was myself getting coached and learning how to fight against what he had with this new style that I have, and we just got to see. Basically, he was willing to play the same game plan every single game. And so I hope that didn't hurt him too badly. And I know we played on Ravaged, not Xenos. I'll be very curious to see if he did his his upgrades heavy archer style with the mages on Xenos, because that would be a game to watch for sure.
Okay, wow. I just played yesterday with him, a couple games, and we actually had some crazy cheese games where where I built something on his side of the map proxy, and he proxied me with a workshop and towers my base, and I tower his base, and with JN it did really they were really fun games. But we also had some macro games and stuff. So JN, yeah, really not a bad player, but Murdoch also not a bad player. So really 2-1 really shows that they are very much on par, and it was just very little decision making in the games deciding who wins it. So yeah, that concludes week 2. I think there are no really, except for Slammer versus Square Root for you. But except that, I think there were not really that huge surprises and upsets. Of course, AC versus Yummy Blabla and Guineas versus Gyarados, we covered these, but everything else was kind of expected, I would say. There's nothing. Well, Sadocaster taking a map of Stevienator as well, kind of surprising. I mean, not for me, because I trust my boy. I know he's gonna win it and bring it.
There we go. Sadocaster just in your heart.
Yeah,
Sure.
I will definitely. Yeah, I will forever. Like I was so happy when I noticed this. Yeah, but in general, I think we can move on to week 3. Except you want to talk about week 2 again.
No, send it. My final note would be that AC versus Yummy Blah Blah. I'd be interested to see, and then I would like to see the win that Gyarados had over Guinness.
All right.
I think that would, if I was looking for chinks in the armor, that's where I would look.
All right.